Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now I've been asked quite a bit, could I please elaborate on the way I do my stitch count? When I'm making a video, I'll do a stitch count, but 99% of the time when I'm just crocheting in the house for myself, I do not ever do a stitch count, no matter what the pattern is. The way my mum did it, she used an extra tail to add stitches in at the end when she did her foundation row if she needed more stitches. If she had too many, she just picked them out. And what else she would do is she would use a measuring tape, especially for blankets. She would just measure it out like this. Now I've got inches here, it does do centimetres as well. Now what my mum did was to get the size of a blanket that suited her, she would just do a chain. Now I'm leaving myself a little bit extra long tail here because what I'm going to do is when I do my chain, so let's say I just want a 10-inch square or a 10-inch blanket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my chain to 10 inches. Now you might say, how is that going to help with a stitch count? What it's going to do is I'm going to get as close to the 10 inches as I can and do my pattern. And if I need to add more stitches, I'll just use that chain. I'll use that tail. So I'm just going to put my chain down. So for all you people, if you don't know how many chains to do for a certain width of blanket that you want, this is the way to do it. Just don't stretch your chain out. Don't stretch it. Just leave it nice and loose. Just let it sit there. Don't stretch it. Don't stretch it. Just sit it there and do your chain roughly to the width of blanket that you want. Just like this. So there we go. So that's roughly 10 inches. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pattern. And hopefully I'll run out of stitches to show you what to do. I've not done a stitch count. Now for this pattern I do need 9 stitches. I need a stitch count of 9, but I haven't counted these at all. So what I'm going to do is 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do my little pattern that I know off by heart to the end. Hopefully I won't have enough and I'll show you how to extend your chain. So I've started with my 2 trebles. I'm going to skip 2 and do a fan. That's 1, 2, 3. Oops. So I have to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then do my 2 trebles again. So I'm not even going to worry what the stitch count is for this. I'm just going to continue with my little pattern like this. So I've done my little fan pattern and I need one more fan and I don't have enough stitches. So this is where this extra tail comes in and why I don't bother. I don't bother about doing a stitch count. So I want to do one more fan and one set of trebles. I've got 1 stitch left. So what I'm going to do, make that one bigger, take your hook and put it into that last stitch that you've got, and using your tail, I've got my tail here, I'm going to make myself some more stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll do 5, no, we'll do 6. If you do too many, you can just pull them out. So just pull that tail through. I'm not going to tighten that stitch just now, just in case I need to remove it. So I'm going to continue with my pattern. So I'm on skip 2 and do a fan. So I'm going to use those extra stitches that I made just to complete this last section of pattern. So if you're like me and you forget your stitch count, this is an excellent way not to worry about it. So 1, 2, 3, I've done my fan. I'm going to skip 2 and I've got 2 stitches left for my last 2 treble crochets, and that completes my pattern. So look at that. So that way we haven't worried about a stitch count at all. I haven't worried about a stitch count. And there you go. I'll put my tape down again, and I should have roughly about 10 inches. And I have. Look at that. There's my 10 inches. So that is how this is how I use my tape, and I do my chain to, say if I want a 22-inch, I'll do my chain to that 22 inches, then I'll start my pattern. I'll keep an extra longer tail. If I need more stitches, I'll use that tail to make more stitches. If I've got too many, I'll just pick them out. You can just pick them out. And that, ladies, is how I don't worry about a stitch count when I'm doing a pattern or any other type of blanket for my foundation row. I just leave a longer tail like my mother did, and I just add more stitches in with that tail. It's a great tip, and then you don't ever have to worry about stitch counts for patterns anymore. So thank you very much for watching. If there's any other tips or anything else that you want to ask, then just leave a comment in the comments box. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, then please just click on that subscribe button. Also, if you click on the bell icon, YouTube will let you know when I put up another tutorial. So I hope this quick little fix for worry-free foundation rows and stitch counts comes in handy for you. So until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.